to another edition of UpnLevel Sports Edition. And I got my boys here. Cyrus to the right of me, Matt to the left of me. And we're going to kick it off. We got some breaking news, right? We got a couple breaking news that's coming in from the NFL. As we're filming this show, Mr. Unlimited, Russell Wilson has signed a deal with the New York Football Giants. After signing with Jameson Winston, the horses will lead the Giants to war, but apparently after Mr. Unlimited takes over, what is the Giants doing?
You know what's crazy? I'm sorry to cut you off, man. I know you're a fan, but it says Giants could still draft a quarterback. So, all right, first of all, Matt, because you're the Giants fan. I'm going to give it to you first.
That's the question. Right?
How do you feel? How do you feel?
Are we doing? What are we doing? We have Danny DeVito. We just signed Jameson Winston. It could potentially be 2 top quarterbacks in the draft. And now we're also signing Russell Wilson. I have to, as a Giants fan, again, withhold my real reaction until I see what happens in the draft, what they do to the offensive line, if they even make any moves there, if they make any moves on defense, to really see what this is. I can tell this is probably a winning move by Dable and Schoen, because what else is it? If not, like, you got Jameis and Winston. We argued here one of the 3 was going to go. We ended up getting 2 of the 3 to go. Insane. But, I don't know. Just a question. What are the Giants doing? And when you got an answer for that, write it down in the comments.
Matt, did you know that they're signing him? Matt, did you know they're signing him for a 1-year, $21 million deal, Russell Wilson? Did you know that?
So he's definitely going to be a starter.
Yeah, that's starting money.
$21 million
for 1 year.
$10 million guaranteed, probably. Right?
Could be. If you want
I don't think there's. Yep, 10.5
to guaranteed. Well, we learned about this about 30 minutes ago when Matt walked in. I was surprised because they went with Jameson Winston. So I was like, all right. That means most likely they're going to draft a quarterback, because if they sign Winston to a 2-year deal, 1-year guarantee, then they're going to probably get another quarterback. But now that they signed in Russell Wilson, it is a surprise. And Thurman was right. But then today, 30 minutes ago,
also right again.
I became right, because I was like, if you're going to sign a quarterback, go with Wilson.
That's crazy.
And look, they got Wilson, they got both. But then it's like, it kind of threw a monkey wrench of what this whole thinking process is about, because my question is, what are you going to do with that 3rd round pick? Because are you going to, from the caption I see here, it says they might still draft another quarterback. So you're going to put a 4th quarterback in that room? And I mean, I don't get it. And then I was saying, are you going to draft Travis Hunter, or are you going to give away your 3rd round pick so you can get a haul to get, to draft more? So kind of threw a monkey wrench of this whole plan. So let's see what happens. But I'm shocked. I thought this was just going to be a Jameis Winston conversation because Thurman was ready.
Well, horses were ready.
But when Russell Wilson came in the mix, I don't know what Thurman has to say about it now. So Thurman, how do you feel?
Well, Giants are never short of always surprising me. So,
Very.
You never know what they're trying to do. I always say the defense is good, so ye Giants fans have a little bit of hope. I do think that with their defense and a competent offense, they're a wild card team. I don't think you're going to get a competent offense with Russell Wilson. I personally don't think that. So therefore, I predict that Mr. Unlimited will be your starter in game 1 through 3, and then the offense will not be moving. And Jameson will come in, and the horses will lead the Giants to war. Mark my words, until he throws that 3rd interception in 1 game. And then Dable's going to go crazy on him. So, again, it's up to Winston. He's going to lose the job off camp. I'm going to be honest with you. $21 million, yeah, you're definitely starting. However, he has a chance. And, again, if he cuts the interceptions down, he can lead that team way beyond people's expectations.
Thurman got a miracle coach in there that's going to help. How many teams that Winston's been on? 7?
He's only been on 4.
This is his 4th team?
Yeah.
And none of them have miracle coaches. So the Giants definitely don't have one.
He led the Browns to the playoffs.
The Browns defense was horrible.
Wasn't that Flacco?
No, that was him.
It was Flacco.
No. I'm sorry. This year he almost led them to, but he got him close.
Yeah.
They were laughing stock, and then he came in.
No. They were legitimately.
He was eating them W's.
He came in.
Bad offense,
To me, he came in exactly what the Giants signed him for. He's a great locker room guy. He's a great motivator. He's a fun guy.
But
I was nothing for the best for Jameis Winston, but there ain't no miracle.
Right, so
There ain't no miracle coaches.
no, that's what I'm saying. That's why it didn't make sense for the record. Because I bet what you're saying is true. He's a great locker room guy, cool, right? And then if all right, cool, then you draft Shadur, sit him down. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, just look at the playbook. So we're doing look, this guy who's gonna motivate you. You know what I'm saying? We got weapons. We got Wandale Robinson. You got Malik Neighbors. You got weapons there to make some noise. Like we ride with this, and at some point next year in the season, because it's 1 year, I think he has 1 year guarantee.
I can see that.
Right now, we signed a Shadur because your 1 year is up. Your guarantee. We give you a guarantee. You know, so we sign you whatever, and then we ride with Shadur. This year, I don't like. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're like you really got two quarter. You know what I'm saying? It's like what if Russell sucks, as you say, and then James comes in and he's throwing his entos. Are we going to Danny DeVito? Like,
right.
what's the play?
So here's where I get a little frustrated at Joe Shane. One, he's really showing that he's horrible at the job right now. Because as much as I hate,
he's still employed.
I know. As much as I hate,
I think there's more ownership at this point now.
Yeah, as much as I hate the fact that Skip Bayless, I gotta agree with him. He's always saying, if you have two quarterbacks, you got none. To your point, you had somebody in there that's gonna be great for the locker room, but now you just brought in somebody that's notoriously known for destroying locker rooms, like Seattle. They wanted to kick him out. He wore his welcome. Denver definitely wore his welcome, especially with that whole front office thing. Apparently, I haven't heard nothing bad about him in Pittsburgh, but I think he kind of lost that locker after the fourth loss in a row, like I'm personally saying.
Yeah.
And the fact that they didn't go to the other quarterback.
I think the Russell Wilson thing, I think he's getting a bad rep from the Denver situation.
You were hearing the same things coming out of Seattle, though. That's the thing.
Nah, I didn't hear anything like that. In Seattle, it was more like he was on a down, so they just wanted to move from a different direction. That's why they moved on from him. And then Denver didn't look good, period, because kind of proved Seattle point that that's why they moved on from him, because he was on a spiral down. The things that not only his play went down, but what made him look even more worse was the treatments he was getting in Denver, which was the personal parking lots, the way he was like,
don't talk to me, took my manager.
Yeah. And
that was the story I heard too.
Yeah. So, and then in Pittsburgh, obviously that's Mike Tomlin. None of that stuff is flying. So
standard is.
So my thing is like, as long as he's not bringing that stuff into New York, which I doubt, because you got Brian Dable, and Brian Dable is a type of dude that's like,
he's hardline.
As long as you get the Russell Wilson that plays between the lines, and I'm not saying the Seattle Russell Wilson, but if you can finally get that Pittsburgh Wilson that was playing good, mediocre football.
Real quick, what should they got in third spot? Should they, even though you got the room full of quarterbacks, should Shadur Sanders get drafted in the Giants? Is that going to be even agree?
You ever seen a team with 4 quarterbacks on that roster?
I mean,
I've seen it before, but it never ended well.
Let me ask you, Matt, since you're a Giants fan. Are you thinking about the future because that's getting Shadur, or are you looking at winning now?
As a Giants fan, it's always because it's like, if you're gonna, how are we gonna win now with? You know what I'm saying? It's like, who are we gonna win now with? So in my mind, it had to be the future, because it's like, you're gonna win now with Aaron Rodgers, you're gonna win now with Russell Wilson, you're gonna win now with James. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I win now and win multiple. You know what I'm saying? Like, this one, we want to win multiple. In my mind, I was always thinking, okay, we're gonna. Yeah, I feel like what you said was perfect. Yeah, you're gonna get Jameis. If you're gonna draft Shadur, I wouldn't even play him. I'd sit him, have him, and if you're gonna sign Jameis, that made sense. And then you said Denver also getting Russell Wilson. It's like, wait, what? So we're not getting a quarterback. So it's like, what?
Because if you don't get a good quarterback this draft class, right? But then next season you win games, you're not going to be high in the draft class for next season. So that's why I'm over here like, what are y'all doing?
Well, let us know if you guys know what the Giants are doing. Right down in the comments. But on the other flip side, the other breaking news we had was Stephon Diggs has signed to deal with the New England Patriots, which I'm happy for him. He's going to come in the middle of the season because he's still recovering from that ACL injury, which was pretty bad. But the opposite of the Giants, Patriots are loading up.
Who's the quarterback?
Drake May. Who the Patriots have been doing something that they've been loading up. Ever since they hired Mark Vrabel, he's put his touches on there. They've been loading up on free agents. Looking pretty good on the draft. It's totally opposite of the Giants.
Don't ask me to talk about the Patriots. I had to beg of you as a Giants fan. I already got to talk about the Eagles.
I got a better question. How's Houston looking now? Because I'm kind of surprised. That's why I'm over here like, I know you're picking up the Patriots now, but I'm over here, okay, yeah, but the Patriots seem like they're gearing up. Seem like Houston is more like doing this, especially with a quarterback like C.J. Stroud. So what's going on with that? So are they going to look into the draft now to really see if they can replace somebody like Stephon Diggs? Because I understand Stephon Diggs didn't have like an impactful season like he had with Buffalo, but still, that's a number one, right?
See, here's the thing that I'm having an issue with all these moves.
None of them are going to the Chiefs.
That's all right. Make that two. I'm not taking all these moves. Mainly because it's been well documented, well reported that this is not the greatest draft class all around. I don't know if it's an issue with NIL. Maybe the reason why that's trickling over to these players are not the same type of quality. But like the draft, like you saying with the Patriots, now it's more interesting what Houston does in their draft and trying to find wide receivers. There's a few wide receivers that are great, but like you got Travis Hunter, you got another one from Texas Tech, and then you got another one from Texas. That's pretty much it. Like they could be going within first 10.
Remember, Thurman, when you draft these guys, right? I understand what you're saying as far as not being the best draft class, but at the same time, let me ask you a question: How great is your coaching staff? And you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I understand you looking for these top guys, but at the same time, you could take somebody in the middle and make them great because of your development. So that's why, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, is how great are your coaches?
I don't think the NFL was. Then that's the whole. That's yeah.
In the NFL only, you know what I'm saying? More in the NFL.
But I think that's more the bigger issue I'm having with the NIL. I'm all for college players getting their money, get that money. Ben says they should have been paid because the NCAA has been
money off them
reeking off of them for years.
Slavery.
So like I get it, but at the same time, this is where your development starts, and truly, like your rookie year is your last year of your development. Should be. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing now players getting fully developed by their third or fourth year when it's time to figure out if they're going to keep them for that fifth year option or anything similar to that.
I mean, that goes to that school's program. I think that means more towards that than anything else, right?
But again,
because not every school program is the same. Because then you got these elite, basketball teams, football teams that, they probably don't take that type of nonsense bullshit that you're talking about. But here, and this team is like, yeah, yes, I'm going to get paid, but here we have a system
even the hard-nosed, and this is why Nick Saban retired. Because even the hard-nosed college teams are like, oh, we're trying to, coach them and develop them right, like how we always done it and how we grew up on it. But at the same time,
I think it's
now these players got the little powers. They go, yeah, you overworked me. You know what? I want to go play over there. I think next year I'm playing over there.
I think with him,
they're going to offer me more money too.
I think with him more with the NIL program gave him more competition. So I think that's another reason why he retired, because he was not going to be that dominating, successful coach. But that's just me.
Yo, that's
so. So. Because they does bring competition, and then he was not going to be as dominant, so he might as well retire now while he's on top. So that's just me.
So, anything on you?
That's politics, I guess, huh?
The Giants aren't making me happy. That's all I have to say.
So let us know down in your comments, guys.
I mean, I'm still shocked. I'm in shock. So
to me, it's just the signing of another quarterback.
I know that Stephon Diggs.
If you're shocked as much as we are, hit like.
That's
If
crazy.
you're a shocker, then any one of us, hit the comment button, hit the subscribe. You know the deal.
That's crazy.
All right, so moving on to the next segment. We got so far there was a few upsets going on in the men's tournament of March Madness. We don't get to see a 3 times champion as UConn gets bounced by the number 1 seed Florida. How do we make the first weekend of this tournament? Huh?
I'd say, I enjoy college basketball for the elimination style of it. I enjoy it for the you could never know for like, oh, this team is number 1, but tonight they could get beat by the 15 New Mexico. I enjoy college basketball for that. For me, it was. I don't really know much about who's really good. I literally just watch it for that. So for me, it was good. I got to watch a couple games of it. The Maryland buzzer beater I had money on, so that was good to watch. I watched Oregon versus Arizona game. That was really interesting to watch because I think that was also a rivalry, and I feel like I watched. I don't know. It's like when you're watching college basketball, it's like watching a certain type of basketball. It's like I don't know. It's different from when you're watching NBA, where it's like I was expecting, because I'm watching NBA a lot, them to just come down, let me shoot this 3. But it's like we're not doing that because I'm not Steph, and I know I'm not Steph. I'm a college basketball player, so I have to kick, drive, and it's like you're watching kind of almost like a different type of basketball, almost like an older version.
Watching pure.
Yeah, I get pure hoops. It's like literally, legitimately pure hoops, and it was done to watch. It wasn't no OC game.
Just faster because they're younger.
Yeah, a little bit faster, a little bit younger. I mean, to me,
they're younger.
I enjoy March Madness. It comes to that time of the year where they're in a sweet spot of the year where they're really. This is college basketball. You can watch college basketball because the NBA is in that phase when it's just going into the playoffs. Think baseball opening day is coming up soon. NFL's already done the drafts in a couple of days. It fits right into that perfect spot if you're a sports fan. I enjoy it.
I mean, I guess it was disappointing for UConn because his coach was flipping out, but I don't have no issues with it. In fact, when you're back-to-back champions, you can say whatever you want, do whatever you want, so I have no problem with it. But it was disappointing that they lost. But I think that out of the whole thing was more disappointing is losing Juju Watkins.
In the women's game, which has been better games, believe it or not, way better games.
I was actually watching that game more. I started to watch that game yesterday. Then she went down in 5 minutes into the game, which was disappointing because I'm like, this is why I watch more of the women's sport than the men's because of Juju Watkins. I know you got what's the guy's name, Flag from Duke, yeah. But I don't know. To me, I don't know. I don't know if it's a controversial for me to say it because I know.
I don't think it'd be wrong.
But I just think that Juju Watkins is the face of college basketball, not just women. So, like you said, women's is more exciting. So, but it was just to me, it's just out of the whole thing right now, out of this whole weekend, it was just disappointing losing Juju Watkins. So, let's see what happens with the sport moving forward because sometimes losing a star like that sometimes loses that lure.
Was she her second year? Just her second year? It wasn't her last year. She was her second, right?
Mm-hmm. Second year, yeah. Second year. And they're on their way to win a championship. They were like favorites to win a championship. So that's what I could take out of the whole weekend.
We wish you a speedy recovery, Juju, because we want to see you in the WNBA. So
definitely
get it done.
Definitely.
In the NBA, though, Denver Nuggets has been playing 4-6 the last 10 games while Jokic is out. Who is expected to come back in? KD is trying to will those Suns into the playing games. The Lakers lost 3 in a row with LeBron coming back for 2 of those games. Steph Curry has a pelvic injury, which the Golden State is like right there on the cusp. What's the biggest story in the West?
I don't know. I think the West is the story. I think the West, the Wild West, I think.
Which is the biggest story in the West? You said the entire West?
Because if you look at 2 through 6.
You got to pick one out of the 3.
You could, but if you look at 2 through 6, they're all fighting for technically the same spot.
It's Lakers losing 3. That's the biggest story.
Lakers losing 3 is a better story, but if we were going to talk about when they were winning 8, I don't want to talk about them now when they're losing 3. Right? So if we were winning 8 games and then nobody speak about the Lakers, they were cooking.
But Thurman is asking
and nobody speak. So it's not that big of a story because teams lose, right? Because we're not going to talk about the Memphis Grizzlies who've been sliding from 2nd all the way to 6th, losing crazily.
I picked them to be the pretender.
Right? Pick the pretender.
I was the one. So that's no surprise. The Denver
Nuggets have lost to teams like the Trailblazers, the Bulls, the Wizards. They got smoked to the Lakers the other night. That ain't the biggest story in the West. The biggest story in the West is the West. Because at any point in time,
he's trying to sugarcoat it. I'm going to answer your question.
2 through 6 are all fighting for the same spot. And in the coming games, you will start to see teams move for position. Teams like the Suns start to rise up and challenge
Did you add
those teams.
Did you put Golden State in that question? Oh, what's stuff with the? Because I'm gonna say
like the Minnesota Timberwolves.
That's the.
If they get to the 6th spot, challenge the Denver Nuggets, who have not beaten them since the playoffs last year. The biggest story in the West is the West because there are multiple stories from the West.
Out of those 3 teams you picked right there, because one of them is in the play-in if they get to it.
Is Houston really in second place?
Huh? Yeah, but
as I said, look, they can drop tomorrow and be
negative because they're 20. They have 2 more wins over. Denver. So, I mean, if you want to answer the question directly, it's the Lakers out of that. And that's in this question alone, because one, you guys were sitting in the 2nd seed, riding hot, and then now you got not only was you riding hot, now you got everybody back, and then including LeBron James, and y'all lose 3 straight playing no defense. Y'all went from 2nd seed to 4 and falling. I've been hearing everybody saying what they saying. What's that term everybody's saying now? OKC, UNC,
KC,
Lakers in 5. Well, right now it's Lakers in a dive. Mm-hmm. So that's out of this. Just answering this question right now, just this specific question. The biggest news is the Lakers losing 3.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, what do you guys think? Write down in the comments below. Hit that notification bell so you know when's the next video that comes up. All right, next first segment, we're gonna have a little trivia time.
NBA trivia.
A little bit forewarned. I'm in protest of one of the questions, but I'm still going to answer it, but still in protest because I don't understand it.
If I ask this one question, this does come up as a debate. The only thing is that I'm adding other players to it. But here comes the first question I'm going to ask in our segment, NBA trivia. I've been trying to work on a little thing, so it might change weekly, depending, which one's good. But that's the best one I could come up with. So, all right, guys. Question number 1. You ready, guys? This time today is 3 questions because I think they're very tough. The second one is kind of, but the first and the third one is going to have them stumping. So the first question is, can you name me the 6 NBA players that have eliminated 50-plus NBA playoff winning teams?
Go first.
You can name one player at a time.
This is my protest.
Jordan is number 2 on the list with 20 wins. Pick a player.
I was like, okay, yeah.
LeBron?
LeBron is number 5 on the list with 12 wins.
Oh, okay. Steph?
Steph is not on the list.
Kobe, sorry. Kobe.
Wait, no, you said Steph.
Yep, so Steph.
I'm going to go Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade is not on his list.
Kobe.
Kobe is number 1 with 25 wins.
Okay. Right.
Beating 50 wins.
Okay.
Tim Duncan.
Fuck!
Tim Duncan is number 3 on the list with 18.
I got them all. I had them all. That's crazy. I keep doubting myself.
You got 2 left, 4 and number 6.
Oh my God, bro.
And let me give you more of a hint for these last 2. Nope. Let me give you a hint for these last 2. They're retired players. They both played at the same time. And in fact, that's more of a hint me saying they played at the same time. Not the same team. They played at the same time. Magic is number 4 on the list.
Thomas.
No.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird for last one. So Magic with 13, Larry Bird with 10.
I won the protest round.
So, and it's funny, right? He's over here wanting to protest. He didn't want to protest the thing. And he won.
The top player had Jordan, Kobe,
and Thurman won.
The first 3 had to be Jordan. I'm like, I had Jordan, Bro, Kobe. There's got to be 3.
So Kobe number 1, Michael Jordan number 2, Tim Duncan number 3, Magic number 4, LeBron number 5, and Larry number 6.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So the next question is, can you name me the NBA teams that end in ERS? Lakers, 76ers.
Thunders. Oklahoma City Thunder. No, fuck.
Trailblazers.
Trailblazers on the list. That's 3.
How many teams are there?
Okay, so I'm going to give you 6, so it's 3 left. There's 6 teams on the NBA that ends with ERS. He said Oklahoma City Thunders. Yo, he wasn't getting away with that. That's why I was like, nah. You didn't get away with that. He said, okay, on tape. We got that on tape. The Clippers is on the list. 2 more.
You said 76ers, right?
Yep. You said Trailblazers. You said Lakers. You said Clippers. Come on. Easy, Papa.
Pistons.
But you're close.
I know.
It's not the Pistons.
I know.
I can't believe you pronouncing it and you saying it with the P. Come on, you're almost pronouncing it. If you guys give up, let me know. That'd be hilarious. I think this is the easiest question. Pacers is on the list. One more. I'm surprised. I'm surprised with him. You said it. You kind of pronounced it, but I'm surprised.
Knickerbockers?
No.
That's technically
Snare Knicks. Nope.
That's technically their name.
They're not on the list, but they're technically their name is the Knicks. I know their original name was Knickerbockers.
They still technically call that.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised him. I'm surprised.
Even Cavaliers?
There it is. That's how I was like, I'm surprised.
In my head, it was like
so Sixers, Trailblazers, Cavs, Lakers, Clippers, and Pacers. Heaters.
Yeah, I
was waiting for it. Like the Heaters. Like,
nah, they're always gonna be the Heaters.
All right, guys. The final question. Can you name me the top 5 active NBA title droughts? This is gonna be a good one. The Knicks are number 5 with 51 years.
Utah Jazz.
The Utah Jazz is not on this list.
Portland Trailblazers.
The Trailblazers is not on this list.
Charlotte Hornets.
The Hornets is not on this list.
The Philadelphia 76ers.
The Sixers is not on this list. I got you.
A 50-year drought?
Well, right now, Knicks is 51, and they're number 5. So that means that's the minimum. So you guys got to go higher. Phoenix Suns is number 3 on the list with 56 years. Orlando Magic is not on this list. This is good one.
Clippers.
The Clippers are number 4 on this list with 54 wins. You guys got 2 more left, the top 2, which is, I think,
and they never been to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Negative. Timberwolves is not on this list. I'm pretty sure their list is maybe top 10, but I'm saying top 5. Top 5. So right now, you guys said the Suns with 56 years. So I mean, these other 2 teams have way more years.
Of never.
Well, I don't know.
Trailblazers ain't on there.
No, Blazers. They probably, again, they could be in the top 10.
Oh, right no, because they didn't win it. The Nets.
Nope.
No, I was going to say
the Nets are number 6 for 48 years.
Yeah, my head too. I was like,
so again, I get it. You're right.
NBA.
Yeah.
No, we're probably saying teams that have not been in the playoffs, but they're just not the top.
A drought.
Yeah, you're not.
Doesn't matter if they won the playoff or not. They just 1 or 2 teams have not maybe won the championship at all, but it is a drought. Let me know when you guys. I'll give you guys.
That's what I'm trying to think of teams.
I'll give you guys a hint for number 2.
Wait, go ahead. No, because if they count Seattle Supersonics, they became the Oklahoma City Thunder. So technically, because I don't believe the Sonics ever won, and they were part of the AB. No, they weren't.
Well, let me stop you from thinking so hard because they're not on the top. So that's what I'm saying. Let's stop it there. I'll give you number 2 as a hint. They're the Knicks rivalry. Nope. He's a Knicks fan. You're a Knicks fan, Thurman. You got a rivalry with somebody right now. Every time he comes in there, you hate them. You hate him.
The Hawks.
The Hawks are number 2 at 66 years.
What?
You know what? Let me know when you need help with the
That's
number.
crazy, right? Like the sworn. How many wasn't they didn't?
Let me. Okay, so then the number 1. How can I give you a hint for number 1 without giving it away?
No. I think we get it.
This one is at 73 years. Number 1.
You talk about an organization ain't sniff nothing.
During the ABA.
In my head, I'm going all the way down to the bottom of the playoff list, like the Washington Wizards.
No.
Fuck.
Again, they could be top 10, I'm sure, but not on top 5.
Man, that's crazy.
So
that's cool. What's that wrong? And it was funny when the T's have the team, I'll be like, "Yo, that's crazy. What do you think it is?"
I feel sorry for the fans.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Like, which fan base don't get told?
Number 2, Hawks, 66. Number 3, Suns, 50. I'm sorry, I got it backwards. So a Clipper is supposed to be number 56, and the Suns 54.
All right, here's a hint. Give me this hint. Is it a West Coast team or East Coast team?
West Coast.
Not the Clippers.
Nope. The Clippers already on the list.
The Kings?
The Sacramento Kings at 73 years. It's the number one team. It's the Kings.
You know why?
The Hawks, the
you know
Suns,
why
the
I'm not thinking
Clippers.
the Kings? Because they was in
Nobody thinks of the Kings.
No, because I keep forgetting he said drop, but they went in the playoffs. So I was thinking the teams that even sniffed the fucking playoffs, and I was like,
oh, it doesn't matter. A title. Title drop. That means that you make the playoff. Y'all got in the playoff. Y'all probably got to the finals. But did y'all win?
I was thinking the teams who would never even been to the. You know what I'm saying? Never even get close to them.
So what do you guys think of those three questions? It was good, guys.
I feel like the five, the six, the question with the 6-person 60-win team wasn't as tough as. Yeah, I was like, I wasn't as tough because it's like I get what you're saying though.
On screen, he was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Imagine he won the round. He made it so easy. How easy he made it.
I was like, it was Jordan Broncos.
He was over here like, nah, I'm not doing that one.
Had Jordan Broncos to dunk the shot.
All right, moving on to our quick hits. Not so much quick hits, but moving on to Major League Baseball starting on this Thursday. I can't wait. My favorite 2 words of the English language. Play ball. Kicks off on Thursday with my Yanks playing on against Milwaukee. Cyrus, who do we got for American League MVP? Who's your front runner?
Say Aaron Judge. Say American League, Aaron Judge. Come on, ain't no bigger superstar than that.
And then National League?
Juan Soto.
Really? Wow.
I know that.
I actually gonna go with Buster Screen. I think he's gonna get the Cy Young and the MVP.
Will I be wild if I say Ohtani? Because Ohtani is even the name I can say.
It's valid. I mean, he won it last year, no? He won it last year. I just think.
But I don't blame you. I just think that adding that dynamic of Juan Soto and
I'm baseball outside of all the baseball players I know Ohtani's good. So that's why I'm like, what about him?
But I get you. I get you. But the reason why I say Juan Soto is because of the drama. I don't know why.
I know that drama. I understand that drama.
Imagine those two.
So what do you guys think is your MVP? Me, I'm personally thinking, all right, so this is going to be a very successful season. So I'm thinking for baseball in itself, I think it's going to be a resurgent season. I think with the addition of the new rules, how it added up last year, you're not going to get the ABS strike zone review during the season.
I was going to ask you.
May 16, we're going to have Yankees versus Mets. It's going to be one big matchup that me and this guy's going to really look forward to.
It's going to be Yankees at Mets. What do you think? 7 p.m. game.
I think the Mets are going to win the first game, and then the Yankees are going to beat the living crap out of them the rest of the season.
Let's see. I think the Mets are going to win.
Who do you think is a dark horse in this league?
Good question. Atlanta. If you want to pick each from each, I'm going to pick Atlanta. And then from the American League, I know I'm always picking Baltimore just to be an idiot. But you know what? I'm going to say Boston. Because Yankees ain't going to really do much this year.
All right. Since I got to hear attitude like that constantly, what I'm going to say is my dark horse is my beloved Yankees.
How they dark horses?
Because a lot of people are already counting them out with no Cole. Gill's going to be out until June, maybe probably July.
But that's not a dark horse, Thurman, because we already expected them to win. I'm not saying, but let's say they never got injured. They're expected to win the World Series. Well, a dark horse got to be a team that comes from out of nowhere.
Well, if you really want to see my dark horse, but I'm going to say I was going to say Detroit, but I'm actually
wrong sport. Like baseball. The Tigers, I don't know.
I'm actually it's a team in the Central though. The White Sox.
Really?
They got some top line pitching
after what they've been through last year.
They got some young top line pitching because of what they've been through last year.
Wasn't they one of the worst baseball teams last year?
And how many times have you seen that worst baseball team just come out of nowhere and just oh, snap.
No, don't get me wrong.
Where did they come from?
I think Texas, right?
Texas was one of those. Arizona was the other.
Yeah. I'm surprised you don't have them. So who you have in your that's the National League?
National League, I got Cincinnati Reds. Again, they got so much young talent. I really want to go with Pittsburgh because of that busted screen.
I like that kid in Cincinnati. If he's still there.
I know what you're talking about. Well, they moved him from shortstop to center field.
Yes, him.
So
real exciting to say. Every time he
Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah,
he's
very exciting.
Entertaining, lightning on his base path. So I think he's a great. The Reds are going to be a team to really look out for. Just stand by on that.
I got a hot take though. Mike Trout and the Yankees this year before the trade deadline.
Let's dive into that because how can that happen?
As a hot take? No, I'm just saying it's a hot take.
I mean, it's a very hot take because that's.
You think Mike Trout's gonna stay in Los Angeles?
I don't think he's gonna stay there, but I don't think this is gonna be the year that they unload him. I think next year when the contract gets more steeper, because they back-ended a lot of that contract from what I heard. That's when they're gonna try to trade him. Right now, he's their only market player that's on that team. Rendon really bit him in the ass.
But the thing is, like, he's never. Here's the thing about Mike Trout. Why he's bad for baseball. Why he's bad for baseball on that team. They're not in the playoffs. And that's one thing about you want in your playoffs is that you want the best players. Mike Trout is one of your best players in the league, and they're never in the playoffs. So I think if they could do what they did with Luka and be like, can you unload him and send him to a playoff team so we can market this guy? Thank you. Click.
But then again, that's the only way that it has to happen because if it's going to be Yankees, like who's they going to unload? They're not giving up Spencer Jones. That's their top prospect.
Unload somebody in your farm. I don't know. It's baseball. You know how the baseball politics works.
I can't. That's
But my question is, what is a hot take for you? This I don't like. You think be a surprise for you? The
Padres will overcome and take the NL West from the Dodgers.
So you got that is kind of crazy. I got the Dodgers maybe repeating, but that's crazy. That's a hot take. I guess we'll take.
Believe it or not, it's so hot because like even I don't believe it as I said it. The whole reason why is because like let's delve into that. The Dodgers have reloaded when they didn't have to reload, and then they didn't lose anybody to reload. Like they just kept adding, and most of it is deferred contracts, which I get it. It's part of the business. It's part of the game. You work within the system. That's cool.
I mean, we did argue about it. I mean, we did have a debate about
it. Somehow, some way. But again, like the Dodgers.
They're trying to win. They're trying to win as much championship.
There's a lot of old players on that team. Injuries can happen. I just have a feeling.
But they're too loaded.
They're loaded because that's the whole thing. But I think Padres had a good team last year. They're
the 2000 Yankees.
Yeah.
Remember when the 2000 Yankees were loaded and they was winning 4 straight? That to me is what that Dodgers look like.
Yeah, man. Those are the good old years, man. Well, tell us what you guys think. Are you excited for the baseball season? Should we talk about more baseball? Because I guess I got something to tell you. We're going to be fucking flooding that shit down in the summertime.
And real quick, I'm Brooklyn born and raised. I know I'm not from the 50s, but I don't take it personal when the Dodgers win because they kind of like bring that Brooklyn home. You know, they kind of like the Brooklyn Dodgers. I don't know if you knew that, Matt, but they were originally the Brooklyn Dodgers. So I don't get mad when the Dodgers win because, they used to be.
When Jackie Robinson.
That's right. Oh, okay.
So that's just me. I don't know. Thurman feels the same way.
I know. They left us. They went to the West
They left us.
Well, I would have. I mean, honestly, if Brooklyn Dodgers was still a team now,
I'll rep them.
Come on now, I would have been a Brooklyn Dodger fan. Even though I was named after a Yankee, I would have been a Brooklyn Dodger.
I would have been at the games, not even know what NFL baseball is about. Just being able to rep a jersey.
Brooklyn.
So that's why I don't take it too personal with them because they're originally the Brooklyn Dodgers. I give them Thurman saying they're in the West Coast.
They left us. Like the same thing with the New York Giants. They left us.
But the Jets and the Giants play in Jersey.
Nah, that's why I'm not their fans anymore. They left us. Fuck that. We are the greatest city in the world. I don't want to hear that shit. You don't leave and then try to claim us. Nah, that don't work that way. Even Brooklyn came. The Nets, Jersey left Jersey and came to Brooklyn because you spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. But again, hit us, like, comment, subscribe. that brings us to the end of our episode today. And just want to say thanks for watching us. Matt, where they can find you?
You know what? Like the Black Obi-Wan on Twitter.
Hi man _V on PSN, IG, and Instagram. Oh, it is PSN, TikTok.
And at UpnLevel Productions, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter.
Peace out, y'all.
Stay up, guys.
Much
Peace.
love.
Yo, peace and blessings. Thank you for watching UpnLevel. This is your boy Fabito. If you like this show, you like the sports edition, like, comment, subscribe, get involved. Peace.